Well, thank you, Francisco, for sharing your time with us. Francisco Buchara is the co-founder and CEO of SF500, a life sciences fund that fosters the co-creation of innovative solutions with global impact through the joint work of scientists and entrepreneurs. Francisco, the idea of this conversation together with Dominic and Andrew is just to have a little bit of background of you and your company, and then the challenges you are facing in a turbulent environment like Argentina, and then, well, the issues we would like to discuss with the participant the next December.
So yes, I'm Francisco. I'm 34 years old. I have a business background, and 1 year and a half ago, I jumped to a new project called SF500. I created this name, and I was the first group that started thinking in this idea, and this idea is related to, I mean, in a very high level, is to create a big movement. We call it bio-revolution. So we think, as Anderson Horowitz said a couple of years ago, biology is in the world right now. So it's a very hot topic in the world, and the next challenge that we will face in the future, climate change, food security, of course, health, all these big challenge. The solution will be in the bio. So we decided to create a biggest fund that Argentina have ever had, both for Latin American. It's a $3 million fund to help scientists, to help this good talent we have to build, to create their own company, their own startups. And we use the venture capital as a vehicle to go faster, and the startup model to create teams and start trying to develop new researchers, new scientists in order to achieve these big goals that the world has. So this was the initial idea of how we start this crazy idea of SF500, because we want to build 500 startups in the next decade. This is a not common initiative. Typically, the life science fund are more boutique, small funds. And so we really want to create a big movement. As I said at the beginning, we want to create a cultural transformation in order to give the possibility to good talent to have their a good alternative to build their own future. Because as you start, Hector, we are in Argentina. We are an emerging country. So sometimes the future is not here. If you want to look out and build your future, many of our good talents goes outside, goes to UK, goes to USA to find their future. So we want to also, SF500 want to be a possibility to this good talent to start building their own future here from Argentina to the world.
So you are not only a company builder, you are an ecosystem builder, the life science ecosystem builder in Argentina and Latin America.
The venture capital fund is very exciting. But Hector mentioned a broader ecosystem of partners who you might be working with, and we were wondering how much that's part of your vision.
Oh yeah, definitely. We think also we are an ecosystem builder, because, and also the number of 500 is because we need to create critical mass. And so we work a lot with the principle of subsidiarity, because there's many people here in Argentina that are doing very good things. So our first principle is subsidiarity. So for example, I went to Tucumán in the north of Argentina last week. And I arrived there, and I joined a small but strong community. I organized a meeting with 50 biotech future leaders, And I invite a new venture that is starting there called Explora Latam. We are really good in software, but they don't know nothing about bio. So we start now a great conversation that we're going to give them the bio capabilities, and we're going to create like a center of training for entrepreneurs in the north, in order to get possibility to these scientists that want to learn about these entrepreneurs' capabilities that they needed to in order to create the company. Because the difference between, for example, a scientist that is in San Francisco, in San Diego, or maybe in Cambridge, in UK, is that maybe the scientists are more used to talk with the entrepreneur guy. And it's normal to hear about a scientist that create a company. Here, it's not common. The typical scientists, they just work for have good papers each year, and that's it,
Very good, thank you. If I could take the second question then, which is the major challenges you faced. You've just started to allude to the challenges. Could you perhaps just set out the challenges so that those coming to the seminar will be able to understand where you are?
So we are in our first year. Of course, we have a typical challenge, a typical gap, between critical mass, having a lot of companies, and the gap between having a one-on-one working process with each team. So this is a typical challenge of scale. Yeah. So the first challenge, long-term challenge, is how do we make 500 startups and teams, and at the same time pass our values, our purpose, our community-oriented model. And connected with this first long-term challenge is how do we maintain the trust and attention to the individuality of the founders. Yeah. And in the second, in other level, in my point of view, our second challenge in a short-term view is how do we do to attract the Argentinian talent, training in business, so that together with scientists, they lead the birth of the next 500 startup biotech in Argentina. How to improve our value proposition for business people that they don't feel attracted on working with scientists, that feel more, they're more attracted to working in blockchain, fintech, e-commerce, more common industries.
Yes, please. Finally, Fransisco, what would be the issue that you'd really love to discuss with our students? Our students come from all over the world, from many sectors. They've typically got 15 years of experience. Some of them are scientists.
So in emerging countries like Argentina, we have a lot of scientists. We have very good science. In 1 year, I analyzed 400 scientist project, amazing project. So science is not the challenge. Money, fortunately, is not the challenge. We hope because we have money. So the challenge in the short term is how to build the new drugs, the new food for the future, the new environmental solution, world solution, of course. You need to have a world-class team. So we don't have the capabilities right now in terms of entrepreneurial venture capital view. So we have many entrepreneurs here in Argentina, and business people, business schools are used to teach very well, but all the teachers, all the culture are more used to teach conventional business, not startup, not venture capital. So this is the challenge: how to change this culture in business schools. Also with people that want to be an entrepreneur, show a new way to create companies, and not also create companies, a new way to create bio companies. They have like other level of difficulty. So this is what I would like to discuss.
Great, and the challenge of connecting bright business people and superb scientists is a global challenge, not just an Argentinian challenge. And we'll have a fantastic discussion. Thanks so much, Fransisco.
Thank you very much indeed.